quite as breezy tonight as it was last night. Certainly not as breezy as it is on Jim Lampley's boat, it would appear. And the temperature about 84 degrees tonight. Winds out of the southwest, a shade over 10 miles an hour. We await the start of the 110-meter hurdles. And the world record is held by Colin Jackson of Great Britain, set in 1993. Greg Foster set the Goodwill Games record in Moscow in 1986. And by the way, folks, if a world record is broken tonight, you can win $2,500 in the Discover Cards Dash for Cash sweepstakes. A guy who's come close to the world record a couple of times, Alan Johnson, in this field. And he will be challenged tonight. There's a look at Alan Johnson wearing number 12, coming out of lane 4 tonight. In 1996, let's take you back to Atlanta. The bad part about this for Alan was simply the timing. Yeah, he won gold in the 110 hurdles, but it was the same night that Michael Johnson won the 400 and the same night that Carl Lewis won the long jump. So Alan Johnson went a little bit unnoticed at that point, but the rest of the world knows all too well about what he can do. And in the World Championships last year in Athens, in a showdown with Colin Jackson, the world record holder, he darn near got the record. Just missed it at 12.91. Colin Jackson is also here, the world record holder. Quite an eventful day for Colin. He was competing yesterday in England, but he wanted to be here. So what do? Well, you hop on the Concorde, and then you pull into New York this morning. Our cameras were there as he arrived, and Colin says he's ready to go.
I was only in Gateshead just yesterday. It just seems incredible that I'm here in New York already and ready to race. It's just an amazing feeling, but it's brilliant. It's good. It's one of the experiences you certainly put it down to life. When I look back with my grandkids, I can say, hey, what a time I had.
Well, a big smile right now, Marty LaCouri, but can he be ready to run in a field like this tonight?
I think he's here for the Goodwill. He can't really think he's going to beat two Americans who have been ranked #1 in the world and another one who's got the fastest time in the world this year on their home turf.
It is going to be tough, and Carol Lewis, he has some serious opposition here.
Yes, on the right side of his screen, Mark Crear, who has the second best time of the year this year at 13:04. In the lane next to him, they're all jumbling around. You guys, get in your lane so I can do this here. That is Reggie Torian in the middle of your screen in the white. He has the best time in the world this year at 13:03 on the right side of Colin Jackson. And then we have Alan Johnson, the world and Olympic champion, who is right there in the back of your screen in the sunglasses. He has only run 13:12 this year.
Alan Johnson kind of strolling and getting his thoughts together prior to the 110 hurdles. Tony Dees in lane 1, Dudley Dorival in lane 2. Then you have Mark Crear, who ran in the Olympics in '96 in Atlanta to a silver medal with a broken arm. Alan Johnson has dominated this event the last few years. Of course, he ventured into the 200 meters and finished 5th last night. Colin Jackson is the world record holder and fresh off the Concorde. And then it's Reggie Torian, Anir Garcia, and Sergey Manakov of Russia rounding it out in lane 8. What do you look for here? This appears, guys, on the surface to be one of the most competitive races we'll have here.
It seems to be one of the great hurdle races of all time with all the accolades these four men in the four middle lanes have accomplished.
Watch for who reaches the first hurdle first.
Once again, Crear in 3, Alan Johnson in 4, Colin Jackson in 5, Torian in 6.
A lot of nervousness now. This is like an Olympic final.
But you know what else is interesting? What you're also hearing is people in the stands screaming, get down. Maybe that interrupted them at the beginning and they couldn't hear the clock. Or they couldn't hear the gun, excuse me.
Back live now with the 110 hurdles. And as you were mentioning, Marty, these guys treating this like an Olympic final or something like that. But see, you don't have any preliminary heats here. Everything is a finals only. That's what makes it so special here, and you don't have a second chance.
Yeah. And they're up again. And the first time it was false starts charged to Dudley Dorival and Reggie Torian, who is a national champion, and had an interesting thing there. He got to the line in New Orleans and did not have his shoes. He had to wait around for a few minutes. He was late to the line, but still went on to win the race. As you take a look at Alan Johnson, he has not been running that many hurdle races this year. He has run only 13:12 this year, which puts him way down kind of on the list. But, of course, he's the world champion, the Olympic champion and the world champion again.
This is the most still period of time we've had in the 4 nights that we've been coming out here. So this is just great that this has happened at just the right time.
We will try once again to start the 110 hurdles.
Maybe they don't know what to do with all this, with no wind out there.
Looked like a jump in lane 1 to me. Tony Dees, the oldest guy in the field, and you know, he realizes if I can, for him to win this race, he's got to anticipate the gun. This thing is feeding on itself now. You know, you either get in there and we have a great start, fair start the first time, or now it becomes more like a chess game. Everybody's thinking, all right, who else has jumps against him? What can I do here? What can I do to get an advantage?
That one was on Mark Crear.
Now this is interesting what's going to happen here. You weren't able to see it a second ago, but Reggie Torian was beating on the first hurdle after that last false start. Obviously, this is getting into his head. Right now, you see the graphics of the top performances in 1998. You see Alan Johnson, the world Olympic champion, down at 13:12. But you know, he has done so much in this event, and he has so much confidence. Obviously, running the 200 meters was something for him to do to work on some of his other things that he needs to work on. He thinks that maybe he needs to work on his speed in order to get that world record. He has really been chasing it the last couple of years. And I'll have to tell you, world records usually come when you least expect it, because you're not out there pressing very hard, you're relaxed, and you're able to do it easily.
He's run 12:92 a couple of times. 12:91 of Colin Jackson is the world record. And Colin Jackson had a knee operation last fall, says he feels young again. He is 31 years old. And this time they are away from the line cleanly. To Alan Johnson and Mark Crear. Mark Crear in lane 3. It's Crear in lane 3, Johnson in lane 4. Crear and Johnson, and Mark Crear has won the Goodwill Gold.
You know what? Mark Crear won that race with a clean race. Alan Johnson was smashing hurdles. Now you look at some of the best hurdlers in the world. Mark Crear is 6'1.25". There's Colin Jackson. Colin Jackson, 5'11.5". Alan Johnson, 5'10". Now remember, these hurdles are 42 inches high. Very, very high. And sometimes when you're a shorter man, and especially a man that is very slight, you have got to get out and not hit these hurdles. Alan Johnson takes down the first hurdle. Now also, he's hitting it with his hamstring, which is not affecting him that well. But look at Crear on his right side of the screen. He is not hitting hurdles at all, and that makes a huge difference.
It looked like coming off the last hurdle, Alan Johnson still had a chance to go at him, but he stumbled just a little bit. Don't forget, he ran the 200 last night, but it's a great night for Crear. He's been ranked second in the world to Alan Johnson for 2 years. He's got a Goodwill Games record, and you know what? The wind has started to pick up again, so they just got it in.
He's down there with Craig Sager. Craig?
Oh, excuse me a second, Mark. We were talking about the race, how it's feeding upon itself with the false starts and all. You had one of them yourselves. What was it like at the line, and how are you able to run such a clean race?
Well, I just thank God for blessing me with this victory. You know, he's real. You know, he's blessed me this year to have a successful races thus far, and I just stayed focused. And, you know, you're running with the best in the world. Colin Jackson, Alan Johnson, you know, Reggie, only people missing is the Fosters, Kingdoms, etc. So to come out victorious today is a real treat.
Especially in one of the greatest fields ever.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think whoever comes down on top this year earns it, because Alan's running well, Colin's running well. So I just thank God that I, came out victorious today.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go back to Ernie Johnson.
All right, thank you, Craig, and congratulations to Mark Crear, winner of the 110 hurdles.
Over. I'll be home tomorrow.
Here's the way they finish: Crear, Alan Johnson, and Reggie Torian.